Shalom. First and foremost, as always, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostle, elders of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Yeah, I don't have any precepts really lined up. I just want to flow in the spirit. But the main precept that comes to mind with everything that's been going on right now is, Matthew the 24th chapter, where it says all these things are the beginning of sorrows. And when you pay attention to things that's going on in the world, when brothers are posting videos, just recently a tornado hit, I believe it was Kentucky, and things like that, uh, I want to focus on saying this, that the things that were fantasy are now becoming reality. And what I mean by that is things that we watched in movies and things that we, watched in cartoon shows and things like that, they're no longer a fantasy anymore. They're becoming a reality. You know, when you watched movies about, you know, bad guys wanting to set up an NWO in the movie, and you know how that correlates to the truth. Well, that's no longer a fantasy. That's no longer a movie. You're living in what they're trying to set up their NWO, their New World Order. You're living that. That's no longer a fantasy. That's no longer something that we're watching on TV or we're watching in a movie. These things are real. These things have become reality now. You are living in what they're trying to set up their NWO, their New World Order. And that's why I said that I might name the title of this video, what was fantasy has now become reality, because we are living in those things. Things that movies that we would sometimes say, like The Purge. Well, The Purge is becoming very real. I believe it was Florida where a cop said, "Don't come to Florida because we can't guarantee your safety here." Well, that's pretty much The Purge. What was fantasy has now become reality. I believe the most recent purge was, I think it was called The Forever Purge, and we went to go see it in the movies. Well, yeah, the cop said we can't. I read the article, and the cop said, "Don't come to Florida because we can't guarantee your safety here," and things like that. So, what do you think they're doing out there? Purge like behavior, doing whatever they want, robbing you, killing you, and it's no longer. I mean, it was never a joke, but this is no longer a game. This is no longer, something that you. This is not like a video game where you can respawn. You die, and nah, you die, you're done. You're not well, I mean, if you understand reincarnation, you will come back. But for those who don't understand, that's it. You're done. There's no reset button. There's no whole square to revive or whatever. Movies like 2012. When we sit there and say, well, not when we say, but when the scriptures say, pestilences and famines and earthquakes in diverse places. Movies like The Day After Tomorrow, 2012. These fantasies type movies of where the world is going to be in complete array and just craziness and death and destruction, as you can see on the picture. That's, like I said, no longer a fantasy. That's not. You remember that 2012 movie? How the world was ending, and no, you're very soon people are going to be living in this, and that's what we're fastly approaching. The so-called end of the world, which is really, when you understand it, when you have understanding, the end of an age, the end of Esau's age. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, and that's what we're fastly approaching into. But the thing is that, fantasy is becoming reality. Everything that you love to watch on TV is now going to become a reality. These horror movies that, Eve likes to watch. Well, very soon, these things are going to become a reality, Like, it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon when the Lord sent the evil angels. Now, I believe that's in Psalms, but it also talks about in Wisdom of Solomon where it says the Lord sent strange apparitions, demons to mess with the Egyptians. All those things that, like I said, that you see in movies and things like that, that's going to become reality. The things that we've seen in Purge and in the Purge movies in 2012, all those things are becoming a reality. Especially with that tornado, if I'm not mistaken, that hit Kentucky. What movie comes to mind when I remember when I was younger? I used to watch was I think it's Twister. It was called. Well, Twister is becoming a reality. You know, Twister is no longer a movie where it's like, oh, that's just a movie. Nah, Twister is a reality. And for people who live amongst, those type of things, tornadoes and things like that, that's always been a reality. But, like scriptures say, things will just get worse and worse until the day that Yahweh Shai comes back. So, apologies for repeating myself, but, even like Godzilla and things like that, like Godzilla, you ain't gonna be watching Godzilla fighting Kong on the big screen in the movie theater. Nah, Godzilla is gonna be in your face, which this we just call him Godzilla for for those who may not have understanding, but the scriptures call him Leviathan. Those things are real. Esau gets these stories from the scriptures and then puts them on 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 the big screen, on the movie theaters and TV shows for you to watch. But everything that's in the scriptures that's prophesied about it's in it's in the scriptures. Everything that we talk about, the purge, the movies like The End of the World, The Day After Tomorrow, 2012, Godzilla. Esau gets these from the scriptures and then puts it out there for you to watch as entertainment. But what you thought was fantasy is really going to become a reality because it's prophecy. It has been deemed in the heavens to happen. It has, been spoken in the heavens to manifest, on earth. So, what else did I want to mention? It just slipped my tongue slipped my mind when I mentioned that. But Lord's will come back to me. But yeah, you women wanting to be out there, just exposing yourselves and things like that, putting your body out there on Instagram and things like that. Well, these things that you see in movies where guys would stalk you, that's very well about to become a reality. A brother posted in the chat how some Jake, pretty much embarrassed himself on YouTube, saying how, part of my language, but just being real, how he masturbates to a chick. It was some light skinned chick. And pretty much you could see the demons on him just, basically making him expose himself and going all crazy and things like that. And you see, there are men like that that actually do that out there that, thing themselves off to you, and when the time comes when there's no 911, no man to come and save you, or you run away all the men, that's going to become a reality where guys like that are going to try and find you, and they're going to do whatever they want to you. And these things that you watch in movies, like I said, that are fantasy, are going to become a reality. It's no longer going to be just, I remember that from a movie. You're going to be living it because it's been written to be reality. It's just that Esau is giving you this false sense of reality where you think that, oh, these things in movies, but nah, this is real. And some of the false fantasy that Esau has put in the movies where you think you women are gonna be like your Katniss Everdeen's, and this movie coming out, the 355, where you think you're gonna be, Charlie's Angels, these badasses. No, when the time of evil come, you women will be in your place, or you'll be put down, as if I'm not mistaken, Micah 7:9, she that is mine enemy shall see it, where she, basically was making fun of the men of the Lord, saying, where's your power? Well, now shall she be trodden down like the mire in the street. So you women are not going to be sitting there being all, talkative, how, you want to just speech off men, not just men of the Lord in general, but men in general, showing how you just have no type of class, home training. You haven't been brought up right. You're just nothing more than a big ass child. And you could write in the comments and sit there and say all this, and Auntie, I see it a lot more now, which I don't understand why you wouldn't want to be out there in the first place. Auntie Sarah was modest and all these things. You got to be careful, man. You putting yourself out there like that, like Apostle Elder Gabar said, a woman should be seen and not heard. And really, forget seen. You shouldn't be seen at all. Because the day's coming where you're not going to want men to see. You're not going to want to be out there for everybody to see, like how you like to put yourselves out there on Instagram. This is not a fashion show. This is not a thing to, make. I can't even find the words, but this is not a fashion show to show yourself off. This is not a vain thing. This is reality. This is the way we are supposed to conduct ourselves as men and women of Israel, and you wanting to show you off that, oh, I'm in a dress now. Okay, great. But you're supposed to do that. What do you want? People to clap for you because you're in a dress now? That's how you're supposed to dress. That's how you're supposed to conduct yourself. You're not going to get a high five because of the way you're supposed to conduct yourself. I don't understand why you're on Instagram and Facebook wanting to show how to dress now. I mean, that is, in a sense, a good thing to show the women of our nation, but sometimes it can go off as a vain thing. You know, you don't have to show off to lead by example and things like that. There's a way you can do it without being vain, and sometimes those things can be seen as vain. But don't want to ramble on too much. I just want to, share my meditative thoughts on what I was just, meditating upon. That the things that we watch as fantasy are now, very soon going to become reality. Things like Leviathan. However the Lord is going to use him. Oh, that's what I really want to. That's what I forgot to mention. However the Lord's going to bring him out. But Leviathan, the death and destruction that's coming upon America. Brothers have had dreams about it and things like that. I've had my couple of dreams. So yeah, these things are going to very soon becoming reality. And Lord's willing, we are counted worthy to escape all these things. And Lord's willing, our faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is able to carry us through, to escape the, the coming destruction, to escape the MOTB, to escape the hands of Esau, and that the Lord keeps us in his, under his wings, Psalms, the 91st chapter. So, pray this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory as always unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rachak Wadash, double honors to the Apostle Els, the Great Millstone. Shalom.